Welcome to Mojo Travels, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 cheapest destinations in the world.
Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to Mojo Travels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're looking at dream destinations that are friendly to your wallet. Number 10. Colombia. The great thing about this South American country is its huge diversity of people, wildlife, and climate. It's generally tropical and has the humid jungles most associated with the continent, but if you want to spend your vacation somewhere more temperate, you can travel into the Andes Mountains. Cities like Ipiales and Tunja are up there and have extremely high elevations, making them perfect for outdoor activities like mountain climbing without the heat being unbearable. Although there are more complicated activities like scuba diving and a myriad of historical sites to see, there are many things to do that are cheaper in Colombia than anywhere else. If you know what you're doing with the outdoors, you'll be able to do some hiking and exploration yourself, and there are many budget options for accommodation even in major cities. Number 9. Indonesia. When Indonesia is brought up, one island captures the imagination like no other: Bali. However, Bali is so famous and popular with tourists that if your goal is to see the country without breaking the bank, you want to avoid it completely. Luckily, Indonesia has more than 17,000 islands in its archipelago, so by eliminating one from your itinerary, you're likely not missing out on much. Some have said that Sumatra is the best bang for your buck island. However, even if you have your heart set on Bali, you're always going to save money by doing one simple thing: sticking to one island, or two at a push. Because Indonesia is all islands, getting from one to the other quickly gets expensive, between the ferries and airplanes to more remote locales. So, pick an island with a big airport and dedicate your vacation to seeing everything that island has to offer. Number 8. Turkey. As with other countries, if you choose to backpack around Turkey, you're always going to save money. Taking everything you need in one bag and staying in hostels is the cheapest way to see pretty much anywhere in the country. Turkey has some stunning sights of natural beauty, including many golden beaches along the coast of the Mediterranean, not to mention its most famous spot, Pamukkale, a region of huge salt flats in Denizli, far south of Istanbul. Istanbul itself is also phenomenal, a major city that has a long history dating back thousands of years. It was the centre of both the Byzantine and Ottoman empires. You could also make your way to Cappadocia and see the unique underground city. Ultimately, Turkey's price mostly depends on how far away you are and how much the airfare is. Number 7. Mexico. It's been a popular tourist destination for Americans for years thanks to its proximity, but Mexico is also growing in popularity for people from far off continents. Possibly the biggest tourist trap is Cancun in the Yucatan Peninsula, and that makes it pretty expensive. Beyond Cancun, however, the Yucatan alone has a lot to offer, including the stunning ruins and beaches in Tulum. Like other countries, Mexico is a haven for backpackers, with many hostels opening their doors to tourists and buses coming in pretty cheap. Something else easy to find cheap is the food. Mexican food is delicious and beloved even by people who have never stepped foot in the country, and getting it from the source and from small local establishments means you'll be getting a hearty and mouth-watering meal for only a few pesos. Number 6. Poland. Certainly an underappreciated European destination, Poland has a long, rich history that shines through many of its cities, large or small. Warsaw, the capital, might be more expensive, but it's still great for those on a tight budget. Its brightly coloured buildings and efficient transport network mean that you'll love just getting from point A to point B. And in any of the cities, Poland's many museums often host free days, so you can explore its history without paying a cent. It's definitely a dream for any history lover, particularly Second World War history, as Poland still has many wartime structures that are memorialised. Finally, Poland has a lot of cheap food and beer for you to enjoy. You could get a traditional Polish goulash or Polish dumplings in most eateries, not to mention potato cakes. Number 5. Guatemala. On Mexico's southern border, Guatemala is definitely an up-and-coming destination that has been rising in popularity for a while. Its best attraction is its stunning coastline and many jungles, which can be explored very easily on a limited budget. You can often spend days at the beach without spending anything except on transport and food, and that's if you're not close enough to walk. In the wilderness, you may need to pay for a guide if you're going to do anything difficult, like hike to the top of the active Pacaya volcano in Antigua. Accommodation is very cheap, however, with even more expensive options costing less than $40 a night on average. Even making a large city like Antigua your base will still bring the savings. Be sure to drink plenty of Guatemala's famous coffee while you're there. Number 4. Romania. Back in Europe, though Romania is well famous for its gothic horror trappings, it's still an underrated destination with more to offer than spooky medieval castles. Though, if spooky medieval castles are exactly what you're interested in, then there's no better place. The capital city is Bucharest, and it's absolutely beautiful, with many buildings that will interest anybody who cares about architecture. You can also head to Constanta for some gorgeous sun and sand along the coast of the Black Sea, or go inland for the Verdant Mountains. About half of the Carpathian Mountains are in Romania, which means it has many regions offering outdoor activities like hiking in summer and skiing in the winter. All of this can be seen with a minimal budget, if you don't mind staying in hostels and venturing a little off the beaten path. Number 3. Nepal. There's one thing in Nepal that will send your vacation costs skyrocketing unfathomably high: an attempt to summit Mount Everest. In fact, a climb that gives you the help of Sherpas and oxygen tanks can cost well over $50,000. If you don't do this, however, Nepal is absolutely a country you can visit without breaking the bank, and it has plenty more to offer besides the world's tallest mountain. As well as that, Nepalese authorities are encouraging tourists to visit the country in droves. The main reason is that there's an abundance of competitively priced accommodation, so it's easy to stay there with minimal expenditure. Activities are cheap too, with non-Everest climbing and hiking coming in cheaper than doing the same thing in a different country. As long as you know how to avoid offending the locals, you'll enjoy every second of your time in Nepal. Number 2. Thailand. If you're able, you can spend an enormous amount of money on a Thai vacation to live in the lap of luxury, which might be why it's not the cheap destination you immediately think of. However, it's absolutely possible to explore this stunning country without spending all that much at all. There are a lot of budget accommodation options, and even staying in Bangkok, you'll be able to get by on a lot less than initially thought. Leaving Bangkok and heading further north is a way towards even bigger savings, and you'll also be able to get plenty of souvenirs. Thailand has incredible jungle treks and sandy beaches, ancient ruins, and huge Buddhas. But above all else, Thailand has the best street food in the world, and most of it won't cost you much at all. Number 1. Vietnam. It's still not a country as popular with Western tourists as others, but Vietnam has a lot to offer, especially if you don't have a lot to spend. Though from places like Europe the flights can be costly, once there, Vietnam is friendly to backpackers and offers some incredible natural wonders. But even if you're not backpacking and you want to stay in some more high-end hotels, you'll still be saving a lot of money. For a taste of Vietnam's rich and complex history, head to the many museums in either Ho Chi Minh City in the south or Hanoi in the north. Even cruising through Halong Bay can be relatively cheap. Expect to pay under $100 for one on the cheaper side. The abundance of tasty seafood works in your favour as well. You'll be able to enjoy fresh fish every single day.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Mojo Travels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.